What is up, everybody? This is Earl with Hillbilly Trucking and Transportation, and today's video I'm going over what's the good, the bad, and the ugly about reefer hauling. First, let's go with the bad. You're going to be flipping your let's start out with what we're allowed to do. We are allowed to drive 11 hours in a 14-hour window. After 8 hours, we have to at least take a 30-minute break. I usually do it after my total drive clock reaches just below 8 hours. So at about 4 or 5 hours, I'll take a break. And you can only drive 70. You can only work 70 hours in 8 days. With all that said, sometimes you'll get to these meat plants, like all the reefer companies, they all have contracts with Tyson. Different spots because Tyson's so big. And sometimes, like within this last month, my first month doing it, I was at Tyson. I checked in well enough time. They give you an appointment window, and let's say it goes from midnight to 23:59. 23:59 is what they call the drop dead time. That means it has to be ready by then to make your appointment time for your delivery. I can remember when I got there like at 1 o'clock, and my load was not ready until about 11 p.m. 10:30, 11 o'clock. So I pretty much got my 10-hour break out of the way, but it was wasted time because I could have been driving that whole time if I had a different load. But it is what it is. So my clock ended up flipping because I was mainly driving during the day, but because I had to take my 10-hour break like at 1 o'clock, that meant to get this load there on time, it flipped me to driving nights for the rest of the week because I go home every week. And should we say it screws up your circadian rhythm. If you don't know what that is, that's basically your internal clock telling you when to go to bed. So it's tough on that, but it's in other aspects it's good. You gotta watch another thing, downfall, if you're not very detailed oriented and going through your head check marks, you gotta babysit the reefer. That isn't that big of a deal personally, but some people would look at it that way because you got to keep these shipments at a certain temperature and all that. Another downfall would refrigerated freight has a tendency to have refusals, especially when you're going to grocery warehouses. You get damaged product. A lot of times it's not your fault. It's how they loaded it. If you're picking up preloaded trailers. Then you have to go through what they call OS&D, overage, shortage, and damaged product. And you have to call safety. And they have a special division for that specific, and go through, fill out the paperwork on the Samsara, then call them and get pictures, all that kind of stuff. And that can take time. It's not so much a pain in the ass, but it takes time. Time away from where you could be driving, but it is what it is. to me, that doesn't matter to me because it's just part of the job, and I knew that going in from talking to people that have been in reefer for a while. The great thing about reefer is, and then some of the appointment times for reefer are crazy. We're talking about 2, 3 in the morning deliveries and all that. But the reason why they do that, especially during the summer, let's say it's 90 degrees out on a July afternoon, and I have a load of ice cream, 40,000 pounds of ice cream in the back of my trailer. Do you want me unloading it at 100 degrees, where my reefer unit is set at -20, and then when I open up the doors, you know, that all that -20 is going to be escaping? Do you want me to, and it's that -20 and that 100 degrees is going to clash, and it's going to bring it down and put it, essentially it's going to put it above the freezing mark. And that's the reason why they like to unload frozen product late evening, overnight, is because of the temperatures outside. Because it won't matter, especially during the winter. It really doesn't matter, especially if you're in the Midwest, and you're going through a cold snap. The reefer won't run that hard, and the walls on these reefers are probably anywhere to 4 to 6 inches thick with insulation in between, and they are to keep it pretty cold. But when you get in the summer and you open up those doors, everything's going to just escape really quick. The good thing about reefer, it does pay better than dry van. Granted, from what I heard, flatbed is probably the best paying, but like myself, who have bad knees, you're not going to see me on a flatbed. No way in hell. And I don't mind the extra responsibilities compared to dry van, so I don't mind it. In fact, when I was in high school, I cleaned offices for a reefer company, and after I had showed them an interest that I was interested about learning more about trucking and all that, they actually put me on the dock after I would clean the offices, especially they did pretty much flowers, so going from the Chicago area out to Oxnard, California, like for Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. Those were the biggest seasons, and I would help them load, and I would even be a lumper for some of the regional guys that worked, basically did a route like over the weekend from Friday to Sunday. I would go out with them. I mean, granted, I was a paramedic for 30 years prior to coming into trucking, but this was always my second choice. And how many people can say that they did their top 2 career choices in their lifetime? I don't know very many that could. But reefer paying is actually better paying because you have the little extra responsibilities. You got the pain in the butt having to watch, you know, the tedious stuff. One of the bad things sometimes, especially when you have a meat load, those boxes will leak blood, like for when you have either beef or chicken sometimes. So you have to go to, like our company, we do have a account with Blue Beacon, so we would have to go and get it washed out. You got to make sure your trailer's clean, especially when you're hauling food grade, especially. I like to keep my trailer clean regardless, because it basically, just like I'm sure all you guys have heard, you know, take a ride in your pride. You take pride in your job. That even means cleaning out the trailer. Do I like jumping up in the trailer with this bad knee? Oh, hell no. I use a ladder to get up there for the most part. And, you know, I'm sore afterwards. I'll be that. I'll tell you that. But at least it's some exercise. You know, you keep on going. You know, I'm able to move it around, you know, and keep going. Maybe get it stronger and all that. And that's the biggest point right there. But just take pride in your work, that especially out here, because it's like today's young people that are coming out here, they seem like they want everything handed to them on a silver platter. Hell, when I'll be 56 in July, and we were never handed anything on a silver platter. But I know things have changed, you know, compared to when I was just coming out of high school and all that. But I mean, I'm one of these, even though I'm a rookie, if there's something I know that I can show somebody or teach somebody, even though I'm not a trainer, I will. I won't hold it back, you know, and laugh at them. That's not what we're out here for. We're all out here to provide for our families. But I mean, the whole thing is, will they listen? That's the whole thing. So if they just, if there's any young guys out there listening to me, just listen to the old timers. They may have little tidbits that may help you in the long run. Thank you for coming by. If you can, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.